election in India. Polling is underway for Phase 5 of India's parliamentary election, covering 49 seats across 6 states and 2 union territories. Voting is underway on 14 seats of Uttar Pradesh, 13 seats of Maharashtra, 7 seats of West Bengal, 5 seats each of Odisha and Bihar, 3 seats of Jharkhand and 1 seat each in Jammu and Kashmir and Ladakh. More than 947,000 officials are deployed across 94,732 polling stations. The last 4 phases of the election have covered 379 parliamentary constituencies of 23 states and union territories. An average voter turnout of 66.95% had been recorded. Polling is also being held for 35 assembly constituencies of the state of Odisha. Prime Minister Narendra Modi has appealed to citizens to come out in large numbers and vote. He said on X, and I quote, "As 49 seats across 8 states and union territories go to the polls today in the 5th phase of the 2024 Lok Sabha elections, urging all those whose constituencies are polling today to vote in record numbers. I especially call upon women voters and young voters to exercise their franchise," unquote. And people from all walks of life came out early in the morning to exercise their right to vote in the 5th phase of election. Actor Akshay Kumar cast his vote in India's financial capital of Mumbai. Akshay Kumar showed the indelible ink mark on his finger after casting his vote at a polling booth in Mumbai. And industrialist Anil Ambani was also among the first at his designated polling booth to cast his vote. BSP chief Mayawati also exercised her right to vote in Uttar Pradesh's capital, Lucknow. A sitting member of parliament from Ayodhya and BJP candidate Lallu Singh also cast his vote in the holy town during early hours of polling. Polling is also underway in the Baramulla parliamentary constituency amid stepped-up security arrangements. Unique polling booths have been set up there, including 18 polling booths managed by women, which are also called pink polling stations, 17 polling booths manned by specially abled persons, and 18 by young people. All right, time to bring in DD India's team of reporters covering the election from the ground. Joining me are Gautam Roy from Leh in Ladakh, Tapas Bhattacharya from Lucknow in Uttar Pradesh, and Ashutosh Mishra joining us from Bhubaneswar in Odisha. To you first, Gautam, how's Leh looking on polling day?
Well, it's looking pretty bright and crisp, Ramesh, so a very good morning to you, because this is the country's largest constituency, very low population comparatively. The density of population is low, so the number of voters per square kilometer is slightly above 1. And since it's a cold place, when I did a bit of a finger dipping test in the morning when I stepped out at 6:30. The temperature was 2 degrees Celsius. So you don't really see a lot of crowds early in the morning over here at different polling stations. But as the day progresses, after 10 o'clock, that's when I think we'll start seeing some queues here, because people are quite enthused here, and they've been made aware of their rights and their duties as well extensively through the sweep program by the Election Commission, the Chief Electoral Officer's office here. They've done an extensive campaign. All the deployment has happened. Everything has been put in place to ensure that the record of the last time, which was slightly above 70%, is crossed. Of course, I'm in Leh. This is one district of this huge constituency, Ladakh. The other one is Kargil, which is slightly more voters, around 96,000 in Kargil, 88,000 in Leh. And we're expecting at least the Chief Electoral Officer that I spoke to yesterday said that he's expecting that this time around the previous record might be broken by a fairly large margin.
Gautam, before I go across to Tapas in Lucknow and Ashutosh in Bhubaneswar, what are you hearing about the earthquake that struck Ladakh this morning? Any official word yet?
No, Ramesh, nothing, because it was, I think, a 4 on the Richter scale, and I doubt if people even felt it. I didn't feel it where I was in Leh, so I haven't heard of any sort of an impact anywhere at the moment, and hopefully that remains the case.
All right. Thank you, Gautam. Now turning to Tapas in Lucknow. Tapas, what can you tell us about the polling in the city?
Well, you saw Gautam, Ramesh, that he was wearing jacket and all. It's it's amazing weather in Leh. It's not that great in the northern part of the country. It's sultry hot, and the mercury yesterday was over 42, 43 degrees Celsius in most part of the Uttar Pradesh, also in Lucknow as well. So it's very hot, it's very humid, but at the same time, voters are coming out in large numbers, especially the elderly people we saw in the morning. At around 7 o'clock, the whole voting process started. But around 6:15, 6:30, we saw elderly people coming out and making sure that they cast their votes first in the day. And that's something that is quite heartening to see, as when we spoke to them, they said that it is high time that we work on that aspect of putting country first, and that happened. And we are in Lucknow right now. And in this particular polling station, we are expecting Union Minister Rajnath Singh to come at around 10:30 to cast his vote. Now, to put it into perspective, the 14 constituencies will be there in this particular fifth phase of election. And in Uttar Pradesh, 144 candidates are vying to make sure that they have the voters' faith. More than 2.71 lakh voters will exercise their franchise. So those are huge, humongous numbers that we are talking about. And in the 14 constituencies, 3 are quite crucial. The one where I am currently, Lucknow, where Rajnath Singh is here. It's one of BJP's core constituency. It has been the place where former Prime Minister Atal Bihari Vajpayee made this constituency his very much his own. Then there is Raebareli constituency in Uttar Pradesh, and then there's Amethi. In Raebareli, Rahul Gandhi from Congress is contesting, and it's a high-profile constituency. And in Amethi, Union Minister Smriti Irani is also there. So in many ways, these 3 constituencies are quite crucial. But again, as I mentioned, there are other constituencies, for instance, Faizabad, and there is the other constituencies that are there in this particular phase, and people are coming out in large number to exercise their vote. Right. Just to put it into perspective, Ramesh, this phase, 5th, 6th and 7th, these 3 phases will see a total of 41 Lok Sabha constituency go to polls. Now these 41 constituencies are very, very crucial, because if the ruling party wants to have a major say or wants to cross the 400 mark that they have been talking about, this particular these 3 phases will be very crucial. The last time around, we saw how this kind of sweep that the whole 41 seats. But this time we have to see whether they can repeat their performance in 2019 or 2014. Remember 2014 they won 71 seats. In 2019 they won 62 seats. Whether they can repeat that particular performance, that remains to be seen.
All right, from the heat of Lucknow and the cool climes of Leh, let me now go across to Ashutosh Mishra, who is standing by in Bhubaneswar, Odisha. Ashutosh, what's the weather like where you are, and how the response from voters to the parliamentary and assembly elections?
See, voting, the preferred time is mostly the morning, considering the heat that is sweeping the state. So a heat wave has been sweeping the state for past few days, and weather in some places can be comparatively described as a bit cool. So morning is the preferred time, or it is either the morning or late in the afternoon when people like to go to the polling booths. And to give you a bit of statistics, since we in Orissa are having both Assembly and Lok Sabha polls, 5 Lok Sabha seats are witnessing voting today. Most of these seats are located in Western Orissa. The seats are Kandhamal, Bolangir, Bargarh, Sundargarh, and then we have the Aska seat in Southern Orissa. And since we are having simultaneous Assembly and Lok Sabha elections, 35 Assembly constituencies are also witnessing voting today. And some very high-profile candidates are in the fray. As far as Assembly constituencies are concerned, Chief Minister's constituency, Kantabanji in Bolangir, it is voting today. People are voting there today. And as far as Lok Sabha constituencies are concerned, former Union Minister Jewel Oram, who is the BJP candidate from Sundargarh, he is in the fray. In Bolangir, 4-time MP Sangeeta Singhdeo, she is in the fray. So all these people are in the fray, and some ministers from the state, Mr. Bikram Kesari Aruk, Tukini Sahu, their fates will be sealed in the EVMs today. So people are voting. And to give you a bit of statistics, you know, more than 79 lakh voters are exercising their franchise today. Of these, around 40 lakh are women, and more than 25% are people below 30 years of age. So very young voters are exercising their franchise. And some of these areas, for example, in Kandhamal, they are Maoist affected areas. So there is heavy police deployment. 102 battalions of Central Police Forces have been deployed. And most of these battalions have been deployed in Kandhamal, which is a Maoist affected areas. And some are 20%, nearly 20% are extremely sensitive booths. They are being described as critical. But there is a lot of enthusiasm among people, especially in the morning, because this is the preferred time for voting, and these people are exercising their franchise very enthusiastically. In the last phase, we have seen over 75% polling, and in this phase too, we expect the same kind of polling.
All right, we leave it at that. Ashutosh Mishra in Bhubaneswar, Odisha, Tapas Bhattacharya in Lucknow, Uttar Pradesh, and Gautam Roy in Leh, Ladakh. Thank you all for joining us. Appreciate it. And still to come on DD